Happening now, we are taking the biggest step yet on the road to recovery. This comes as the number of coronavirus cases in our state remains steady and the number of people in the hospital hit its lowest level since March. Now that's all good news as malls, casinos and gyms are given the green light to reopen in much of the state. That does include now Baltimore City after a surprise announcement from the mayor. WJZ investigator Mike Halgren live in Little Italy tonight with what is happening. Mike.
Good evening, Nicole. Not all businesses are going to reopen right away, even though they can, and we're talking about bars and restaurants here in Baltimore City. Restrictions are essentially the same throughout the Baltimore metro area. There's no patchwork anymore.
Come back. We're ready for you. It's going to be awesome, man.
Bars and restaurants in Baltimore City are excited about reopening indoors, even though the mayor's announcement came at the last minute.
It's a catch-22. You know, I've lost a lot of money, but I think that we've gone about it better than anyone else has from a safety standpoint.
Patrick Russell owns Cooper's in Fells Point. He's hard at work to add outdoor seating. That's important because inside the city limits him to 50% capacity.
I like the idea of taking over the streets and having a space to be socially distanced, to eat outside.
To close up for several months is beyond anybody's imagination that would happen. But they're coping pretty well, and what our hope is that we can recover the balance of the year. We're hoping to have outdoor dining from now until the holidays.
Hair salons and other personal service businesses can also open at 50% capacity by appointment only.
They really didn't give us much warning to prepare as we were getting supplies to be able to open within the timeline that they were giving, which would sometimes be a couple hours.
Masks will be required for customers. The mayor's announcement to fully align with Governor Hogan's Stage 2 reopening comes as a surprise to some since Baltimore had been moving much slower than the rest of the state.
We will continue to monitor the data daily, and if things take a turn for the worse, I will not hesitate to reinstate restrictions.
New Stage 2 openings in Baltimore and the rest of the state also include gyms, malls, and casinos. The general manager of Baltimore's Horseshoe Casino says he'll need 4 days to prepare to open again.
And we have plans in place to get people back in earnest, get them trained up, and get this place ready to open.
And Baltimore City's health commissioner warns that the virus is still with us and people need to be cautious, especially those who are elderly and with underlying health conditions, before they start eating in restaurants and doing things just to make sure that they're comfortable. Reporting live in Little Italy, Mike Halgren, WJZ.
Mike, thank you. Among other things given the green light to reopen, the zoo, aquarium, and museums. The Maryland Zoo says it will reopen in phases starting on Wednesday. Now, at first, it will be open to members only, but the general public is welcome starting a week from tomorrow. The National Aquarium has not set a reopening date yet, and the same goes for places like the Baltimore Museum of Art and Maryland Science Center. Now, meantime, indoor and outdoor pools can also reopen with 50% capacity, but that does not include any city-owned pools like the one at Druid Hill Park. Playgrounds also remain closed. Now, the City Department of Recreation and Parks says it is currently getting ready to reopen. Specific dates and details will be announced soon.
Well, you may soon be able to go visit your family members at some nursing homes. That's because Governor Hogan has announced he will allow some limited outdoor visitation. It's all happening just in time for Father's Day this weekend. The governor says we've made some incredible sacrifices during this pandemic, but the state's early and aggressive actions to slow this spread has made this step forward possible. Facilities must meet a set of prerequisites before they can allow those outdoor visits.